Alright, so I'll begin by going over the function display currency. So in this function, what we're doing is we are using this website to get the exchange rates for various currencies. Alright, so we are using the URL finance.yahoo.com/currencies for this. So as you will find out if you were to inspect the web page for this URL, that the data is stored in a tabular fashion on this web page, and if you were to inspect, you will find out that the HTML tag tbody marks the beginning of this particular table and /tbody marks the end of that particular table. So these are the tags that we will use to find the starting and the end point of our data, and based on that we'll split the data, and after we have split the data, what we'll do is we will extract the required bit of data we want. First of all, we have divided this particular code into two parts. One to extract string value or the string exchange value names. Okay, so the exchange value names, for instance, if we are trying to find out the exchange rate between pounds and USD, it would be GBP-USD. That's what the string value is, and that's what we're trying to extract by using the function textcan. Alright, and after that what we're trying to do is we're trying to extract the numerical value, the numerical exchange rate, and we are doing that over here by again using the function textcan after we have split the source code of the web page to get reasonably close to our data. Alright, so this particular section over here is to ensure that if our data is in thousands, and if the data has a comma in between, so we can remove the comma and display the data as a floating point numeral by just using this particular mathematical formula, which is just multiplying the first units place with 1000 and then adding it with the remainder. So it's plain simple mathematics, and we are extracting the floating point numerals. If there is one, then only one we display it. If the data is in thousands, then it will be after a comma, so we will need two floating point numerals. Alright, so after that what we will do is we will just convert that floating point up to 3 decimal places, and this is done by using the function compose. Once done, we'll save the data in the table, and the tabular variable is cur out, and in this we'll save both the title or the name of the exchange rate as well as the numerical value, and after that we'll display the same table, tabular variable in fact, to the table currency table. So we are just displaying the data in this particular table in this line of code, and after that we are naming the columns. The columns are just two, currency and value. You'll notice that we are mentioning the column again after mentioning them while creating the table variable cur out. It's necessary because App Designer does not by itself extract or use variable names as the column name. Alright, so we'll have to specify the column name manually in a separate line of code. So this is all about the function display currency, which actually extracts the exchange rates from the Yahoo Finance website and then displays them in the table, currency table. Post that we have the function display stock, which is nearly identical to the previous function we saw, except for just two lines of code. First of all, we have just changed the URL. Now instead of currencies we have world indices, and the rest is the same because Yahoo has arranged the data in a very similar fashion. After that, the thing that changes are the variable and column names. So we're just replacing currency with stock market, and the value is this value over here. So you can change the variable names to suit your needs if you wish to. Similarly, the display commodities function is also the same, except for the URL over here, and we also have the variable names different And here, instead of writing the variable names by ourselves, what I have done here is I have just used the variable code title, which actually contains the current title or the names of the commodities that we want to show in the table. So that's what I have done here. So instead of writing all the names manually one by one, I have just used the variable code title, and it will show us the results over here. Alright, so that's about the three functions that we had used in the starter function callback. So these three functions will run, they will fetch the data, and then they will display the data in these three tables when the app opens for the first time. Alright, so that's about the functions that the callback used. So in the next video, we'll discuss more about the other callbacks, other functions that we need to make this application functional. Till then, it's bye-bye from me.